Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I don't have an art journal page for you, but I have two mixed media artist trading cards to share. Artist trading cards are a really nice size, I think, to explore some new techniques or try out new stamps or try out different color combinations. And it's something I often do when I have no idea what else I can do or when I have not so much time. It's also perfect when you have a lot of leftover bits and pieces, and then you can just use those up on an artist trading card, as I do it here with my collage papers. I had a lot laying around that were partially used, but not all of them, and so I thought I would just adhere them to the card background. I stick everything to the cards with the tumbo glue stick. It's my absolute favorite one. The paper doesn't wrinkle and you don't get thick bits and pieces off onto your paper. It's just a thin layer and you can pick your piece up about a minute or so until it really sticks. And it holds, I think, because I had none of the pieces fallen off so far. Here I have some leftover jelly printed papers. I believe I've done those with the circle stamp from the grungy stuff stamp set, and I got some really nice patterns. In my last video, I asked you if you prefer music in the gaps when I am not explaining what I'm doing. And I am so glad I asked you, because most of you said you don't want to have the music and you like it quiet. And I'm really happy about that, because it is less work for me. Editing the video without the music, it's about, I would say it's 15 minutes less work, and I also don't like it myself. I just recognized this when I watched some SKILLSHARE classes and they had music in between, and when the music turned on I thought, oh no, I don't want to listen to it. I also prefer it quiet, so I thought it is time to ask what you want. Talking about SKILLSHARE, I have a free trial for you. It's for 2 months and it's a link in my description box. And you can just subscribe with that 2-month free trial and then cancel your subscription before the 2 months are over, and you won't pay anything, and you can try out SKILLSHARE for this time and watch all of their classes. I just can recommend it because I think it's really worth it. I have a subscription to SKILLSHARE because I really like their videos, and they have a lot of watercolor stuff going on there and illustration classes, and also I believe a lot of hand lettering classes and tons of drawing classes, and also a lot of digital work with Photoshop or Procreate. I covered my collage pieces on the artist trading card with a thin layer of gesso. It's just to blend the background and to tone it down so that my main image can pop more. Talking about the main image, I'm creating a flower piece, and therefore I'm using flowers from my brand new loose floral stamp sets. I can't tell you at the moment which ones they are, if they are from the number 1 and from the number 2. I just see that I'm using the flower from the other set to mask off the first flower, because my mask doesn't match the stamp, but that worked pretty well. I just stamped it with archival ink to the background, and I masked off the first flower with a post-it note so it looks more dimensional. I'm adding a stamp with a water-soluble graphite pencil, and I dip the nib into water to get a deeper black line. You probably have seen that my stamps are not mounted to cling cushion. Well, I have some of them mounted to cling cushion. These are either the old ones from Rubber Dance, because they didn't have a sticky back, or I also mount the bigger stamps and my border stamps because they get more stability. But here with the flowers, I just use them directly on the acrylic block, and here you see me wiping it clean with a baby wipe, and then it sticks perfectly. When I have sometimes stamps that are really dirty on the back or my block is not clean enough, then I just use the tumbo glue stick and stick that stamp to the acrylic block, and you can easily remove that glue from the back side with a baby wipe. And it will also not ruin your stamp. I also stamped some leaves to my flowers, and here I just cut off a piece of the stamp so that I directly can see where my beginning is of that leaf, so I can place it on the right position to connect to the stem I have drawn. As I've used the water-soluble graphite pencil before, I just can now blend it a little bit with simply water and a brush. I'm going in again with that graphite pencil to add a bottom to my card. I don't want to have the flowers flying in the air. I want to have something for them to sit on. I'm adding color just with watercolors, but you can also just use your Neocolor crayons, for example, and scribble them to a craft mat or to the glass plate, and then use this as your palette. The watercolors I'm using today are from different brands, and it's my travel case. It's just laying next to me, and so I thought I would pick that one. And I believe I have some greens from Van Gogh. These are my absolute favorite greens. I have their sap green and also their two granulating dusk greens. One is called dusk yellow and the other is called dusk green, but to me both are green colors. I can't tell you which red I used for the flowers, but I think that's not so important. Any watercolor will work. To add more vibrancy to the card, I also add some splatters with the watercolors. I really like how this card turned out. I love that artsy look and the texture that it has because of the collage background. I tried everything with my heat tool, and I also added a title which says Adventure, and I decided to add another layer of watercolor to add more saturation to the color to the flowers. And the title stamp is a cutout word from the Mix a Sentiment stamp set. And I have created another artist trading card. You see it at the moment laying on the top, and I did it in the exact same way. I just changed the flower arrangement a little bit and added another title. That was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe you are inspired to create some artist trading cards today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we will see us next time. Bye!